Vanguard has it this way. Rivers Assembly resumes sitting. Fubara fails to show up. That riders like a house urges Fubara to forward commissioners list. Appropriation bill asks governor to probe IBAS's expenditure. Massive crowd leave in disappointment after waiting 12 hours. I've spoken to Fubara. He assured he will resume. Wike speaking there. Ads have forgiven him. Ibas quits, seeks support for Fubara, says Tinubu mandates achieved. Caution against crippling state again. Tinubu playing God in Rivers, ADC, Atiku, Obi, others speak. Dr. Majeed.
I don't know what to actually laugh. I'm not supposed to be crying because, first and foremost, I'm one of those who believe that a state of emergency in Rivers, as at the time it was declared, was unnecessary. It was politically motivated and not motivated by any security concern. And all of the parties actually agreed to it. Like I said, we did it to save Fubara from impeachment. So clearly, it was a politically motivated state of emergency, and which runs contrary to the Constitution, the intendment, the spirit, and the letters. I wish politicians can actually continue their shenanigans without tampering, without misinterpreting, without misusing very critical aspects of the Constitution, such as the one that makes room for state of emergency when there is indeed a grievous security situation that is beyond the control of the state government. Having said that, constitutional scholars have also argued that even when there is a need for state of emergency, as was the case in the Northeast, the president does not have powers within the state of emergency law to unilaterally remove elected government structures across board. And so what that means is that even if you're going to declare state of emergency, the governors, elected governors and assembly will be in place to help manage security with the federal authorities. However, that has happened. It is now in the past, but it has created a precedent that future government presidents might use against Uruli, in their opinion. So whether Fubara is going to resume or not, he will resume. He has not rejected, he has not resigned as a governor.
That's right. He
has not rejected the offer, the magnanimous offer of having his suspension terminated within the first 6 months, because according to the president, it was 6 months in the first instance, meaning that if he didn't behave well, it could have been extended. So I'm sure he will resume anytime it's convenient for him to resume. And the situation will unfold as we observe. But I have this ominous feeling, this airy feeling, that the crisis in Rivers may not just have come to an end. That this might in fact be the beginning of a fresh crisis politically within the same camp. I don't know, something simply is telling me that. I don't know what it is, but what I'm looking at in my crystal ball, that what we have in Rivers is an uneasy piece. It's the piece of the graveyard, if you like. There's something still not right about the entire settings. So for me, if you ask me, for peace to reiterate onto Rivers, will it be for Minister Jason Wike right now to now learn to leave Fubara alone, to do as he wants, while Fubara himself should concentrate on what seems to be like a fairly good performance while he was in office, which has resulted into massive support for him on the streets of Rivers State. Because the crowd that gathered at Government House yesterday were unsolicited. We are not, you could see that it was organic. The man is really popular on the streets. And if you observe closely when he was in power, the few months spent as governor, he brought some level of empathy to governance. He was one of the first governors to increase minimum wage. He did a lot by way of welfareism for the people. So they saw a different approach to government. And he was a very humble governor, calm, easygoing, soft-spoken. So I'm sure they really want such kind of empathic leadership for themselves as a state. So he should continue along that line. That should have shown him clearly. That's where his strength lies now. Delivery of good governance to the people. He should not look back at all. He should forget politics and politicking. He can't beat this man to it. I mean, so but one strength he can actually leverage on now is delivery of good governance. Let him continue and deliver it as much as he can do, even much more than he did before. Why is some wicked things now? I don't think, if for instance he complains about Fubara again, And that's what the president will declare a second state of emergency to bring Fubara to order and out. So for me, he has exhausted his lifeline. He's had his way. He's conquered Fubara. He's won the victory. But he's won the battle. But so that he doesn't lose the war in the long run, he should now also readjust and allow the man to be within certain levels. If he tries to tell him one or two things to do and the man resists, let him just not make trouble about it and just focus on his job in FCT and let the state have some respect.
One thing I'd like you to clarify for me and for the listener is the fact that the House of Assembly is asking him to forward the list of his commissioners. And I'm wondering, he had his commissioners before the state of emergency was declared. Could it be that, is he bound statutorily, constitutionally, the moment he was, do you know what the word that is coming to my head now? Overthrown. What I'm not going to use it. The moment the state of emergency was declared, does it mean that he has to now afresh send a new list of commissioners? Because I'm wondering why the state of assembly would be asking him to put together, send them the list of his commissioners again.
So I'm saying I have a strong feeling that the crisis will not be over. Now, this demand coming from the House of Assembly is unwarranted. It's not in their place to demand for a list of commissioners to be declared. It's not in their place at all. That's an overreach of their responsibilities. It's the prerequisite. It's at the exclusive prerogative of the executive governor to make his list of nominees for commissionership available at any time he feels like it. While we will always advocate for early formation of cabinets and government so that you can hit the ground running almost immediately. For me, a government that is newly sworn in or one that has not been returned from suspension shouldn't take more than a week or two to start a cabinet so that you have the complement of a full government to deliver your mandate within the 4 years you are given. So I'm not one of those who believe that the president or governor should wait for 1 year. But then the assembly, the legislative arm of government, does not have the right to demand thereof or therefrom the executive. It's like the executive telling the assembly to constitute their standing committees quickly so they can begin their oversight function. You are trying to interfere in another arm of government. And that's what I'm saying. That tone of bringing the list shows that there still be trust between these two arms of government or these two camps in the River State. So they're trying to put the governor on the spot to say, probably they have an agreed list that he must submit. So they're trying to put him on the spot so that he does not do otherwise. So I'm saying the tension will still simmer a bit. Because whether I like it or not, Fubara will feel very embittered that he was humiliated. He cannot easily let go. While he is returned as executive governor, I doubt again if for any reason there's a breakdown of friendship between him and Wike, whether the president will be calling for that state of emergency. I doubt if he will do that. This time, the matter allow Fubara to just complete his tenure and just go. So all parties will be guided properly. But I have a very strong feeling that with that statement coming from the assembly, it means that it's still so much of unresolved issues that is still simmering beneath the surface.